posted that you were going to be promoting your book and that you were going on some podcast, okay? And let me say this to the young lady whose podcast that she went on. One thing I'll never do is try to tear down another sister, okay? Or another woman, all right? So I don't want the young lady, can't remember your name at this moment, but anything that I'm about to say is in no way, shape, form, or fashion a dig at you. I'm just telling the truth as to how things happen and why they happened, okay? So you made the comment and you said that you were going on a podcast to promote your book. And then you also said that some other guy had reached out to you, wanting you to come on his show. And you said this sitting in my living room, well, my den, me, you, and Jocelyn, okay? We're sitting in the living room, in the den, and we're talking about it. And the first gentleman name that you gave me, you said you was going on his show. He said him and my dad have been friends over 11 years, da, da, da. So what's his name? You gave me the man's name. I got your daddy's phone. And I pulled up the man's name. And I said, girl, I said, first of all, I said, this man got like, I want to say maybe not even 2,000 followers. And then I was like, not only that, I said the last time this man, your daddy, even had a conversation, I said was back in 2018. I said, if they were such good friends, why your dad and this man ain't talked in over 7 years? I said, that man trying to use you, Dominique. I said, don't let him do that. I said, now, one thing your daddy, if he ain't taught us nothing else, he taught us to make sure that if you gonna let somebody, if you're gonna do something with somebody, make sure that there's something that you're gonna be able to get out of it. I said, you trying to promote your book. Don't let these folks use you. You know what I'm saying? Use your platform to build theirs up. I said, don't get these folks free advertising. That's what I said to you sitting in my den. He said, you know what? You're right. Then we went on and we talked about the young lady whose podcast that you were going to go on. And we saw that her following, you had 22,000 followers. She had maybe 4,000. We sat there in that den and I said, I don't think that's the move. I don't think you should do that. I said, she's like, but I want to get my book out there. Well, this is what we can do. And I'm so glad that when I have conversations with you, I have witnesses. I said, this is what we can do. I said, we could use your dad's Facebook page. I said, we could use your dad's YouTube channel. And I said, and we can have an intimate conversation. I said, that way you could talk about your book. You can do little snippets about what you want to say, how much you want to say about your book. I said, we know what questions to ask and what questions not to ask because you don't want to give too much out about your book and the info that you got in there. You know what I'm saying? I said, and you was like, you know what? That makes sense. I said, here's the thing. We can do it just like we did for your daddy's, we can do it just like we did it for your daddy's birthday. That way you'll get all of the followers from his Facebook page as well as his YouTube channel. I said I'll get with Jay so that we can do it in the studio setting.